As tolerant as we like to think our society now is, it's a sad fact that homosexuality is still criminalised in 76 nations and frowned upon in many more. Let's face it, how often do you see a gay couple openly holding hands in suburban Macclesfield? It still isn't easy, even in the liberal, fluffy, out and proud United Kingdom. I've been an advocate of gay rights, and I've also been making films about queer issues for most of my adult life. And even though we've come a long way and we're much more visible and everything's legal and a lot of the battles have been won, we've even got civil partnerships. But I think still with a lot of young gay men trying to come out to their fathers, there's still quite a bit of an emotional minefield to overcome. Of course, in Oscar Wilde's days, it was very hard being gay. And even in the late 1980s, when I was Michael's age, teenager, being gay then was still very difficult. There was a couple of sleazy bars, meeting men in some quite unsavoury places, and even having sex under the age of 21 was illegal. Anyway, how things have changed. Now if you're over the age of 18, you can use one of these lovely devices to meet your love match. Oh, who's that desperate looking bloke? It wasn't so easy for me when I was coming out as a teenager. Apart from the horrible bullying at school, I didn't really speak to my father about the issue. When he found out I was gay, there was really no communication with us for a long time. And now, sort of being older and being my father's age when I came out to him, I'm looking back and feel like perhaps those years were wasted. However, with our approach, we hope to make it easier for the dads and the lads. When I came out to my dad, he actually caught me in bed with someone, and I always thought he was this kind of angry monster. Because, you know, being young, having your father kind of reject you, it's quite hurtful. But looking back now, I wish perhaps I'd had the initiative and said to him, look, this is who I am, what do you think, how do you feel? Maybe as a teenager you're not going to have that, you know, the guts to do that, to talk to your father in those terms, but I look back now and think, well, maybe I should have opened up to him, maybe I should have brought him into the conversation a bit. Maybe he felt so embarrassed he couldn't talk to me about it. And I think perhaps there's some mileage in looking at your parents, perhaps, just from my experiences, and thinking, well, how do they feel? If I was in their shoes, how would I feel? What do they have assumptions about what they think is best for you?
But when I do go see him on occasion, I say, do you want a cigarette? Because that's the only thing that I can relate to him, because we both smoke, then that opens up a conversation.
I just wish I had the opportunity to sit down with my dad 20 years ago and say, look, this is me, and then maybe he could hug me and say that's fine and we could go off and do lots of stuff together, but that never happened, and I feel like I've lost those years now, and I wouldn't want to see you kind of go, you know, have that regret when you were in your early 40s.
Most of the time I just feel awkward being around him. Like, I mean, I'd like to go see him and enjoy myself, like, and enjoy his company, but I just feel seeing him is just a chore.
Both Christian and I are on the same mission to get things out in the open, and even though our experiences of coming out to our father was very different, there is no textbook solution. I'll be out there on the streets talking to those who struggle with coming out and those who have led the way, whilst I'll also be offering up some strong debate and alternative viewpoints. Listen, I'm not sure if you was aware, but last week was the Gay Pride March in Moscow and it was attacked again. Authorities did nothing as usual. I think it'd be really sobering to get Michael and, more importantly, his dad down there and stick them at the front of the march, make them really visible.
I think we should do that.
Okay, well, maybe not at the front, but I really don't think we should always just wrap the dads up in cotton wool.
Gay rights for Russia! Gay rights for Russia! Gay rights for Russia!
Yeah, I think we need to be a bit more cautious here. You know, this is a big deal really for any parents. Even the most liberal parents can, you know, this can be quite a surprise, and it takes a little bit of getting used to.
Okay, I take your point. I mean, we're not going to be breaking windows or anything, but maybe if at least we could attend, I think, you know, in my experience, you know, showing my father that the world could actually be quite hostile and a dangerous place,
yeah.
opened his eyes a little bit, you know, made him at least sympathise.